Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Open Dunya. I'm Tim Blight and welcome to this special episode of Spectacle, where I'll be showing you how the martyrdom of the son-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is marked here in Lahore in Pakistan. Ali ibn Talib, known as Imam-Ali to the Shia, was leading the morning prayers at a mosque in Kufa in modern-day Iraq in the year 661 AD when he was struck by a poison-tipped sword. His martyrdom sent shockwaves through the Muslim world and was among the first of a series of the Prophet's family members to be brutally murdered. The attack took place on the 19th day of Ramadan, and 2 days later he succumbed to his injuries. Today, the 21st of Ramadan, is marked in Lahore and in areas with a large Shia population with huge morning processions, which I'll be attending today. The media is present, and due to the perceived sectarian nature of the event, security is tight. Trucks are parked across streets to restrict access to the area hosting the procession. It's just the third time that I've been frisked at a checkpoint on my way into this part of the city. Lahore's biggest procession leaves from an old mansion called Mubarak Haveli and through the day makes its way around the city centre before finishing at a Shia mourning complex called Karbala Gamashah. Outside the Haveli, mourners beat their chests. For some, it's a protest against injustice. Some do it to feel some of the pain that Ali might have felt, and for others, it's a rhythmic lamentation that they couldn't have been there to protect the leader of the faithful. For most of these people, it's a combination of all three. I've just entered Mubarak Haveli, which is where in just a few hours from now the majlis, or the service you could say, is going to be presented, and things are about to get pretty intense. At one end of the courtyard stands a model of Ali ibn Talib's grave in Iraq. Mourners attempt to touch it to show their respect, and some say to receive blessings. Others donate garlands or have their personal possessions touch the grave. This model grave is at the center of the street procession later in the day. The sermon begins by recounting Ali's greatness, but quickly shifts to recounting the story of his murder. It's like a morning service, religious ritual, and in parts a reenactment, all rolled into one, and it's very powerful. The tears that people cry are very real. The story ends, of course, with Ali's murder, and as it reaches a climax, some of the mourners stand up and whip their backs with bladed chains, a more extreme version of the chest-beating ritual we saw earlier outside. Ali's grave begins the day's procession. It's now about 5 o'clock in the afternoon here in Lahore, and the procession, the Julus, is about to reach its final destination at Karbala Gamashah, just across the road from me here. And although this isn't the most crucial point in the whole day, it is the part that most people attend, and it's a huge logistical nightmare for the authorities. Medical camps have been set up for anyone who needs medical attention. They might have been overcome by the heat of the day, especially while fasting. Some people suffer from fatigue from following the procession for up to 10 hours. Others fall over in the crowds, and the men who flagellate their backs sometimes do some serious damage. As the procession approaches, the crowd swells, and security is on high alert, with cameras attached to drones monitoring the crowd. Volunteers hand out cold drinks in preparation for breaking the fast. It's just before sunset time, and the procession is just making its final approach to Karbala Gamashah here. This is the climax of the day's activities. The procession enters Karbala Gamasha and the crowd begins to disperse. Next week I'll be showing you one of the most important nights of Ramadan, Laylatul Qadr, so don't forget to subscribe.